Hello, what's going on everybody? This is Thomas here with Monster Island Kaiju Reviews, and this time we have one that I've been meaning to do, but just haven't had the time, and it is the X Plus 1991 Godzilla 30cm figure. And this one, I believe this one's called the Hokkaido Landing version. I could be wrong. I know that there's 3 versions of this 91 that was done by X Plus. This one here is the only one that has the closed mouth though, and it is definitely a fan favorite version. For the longest time, this is probably one of my top favorite figures in my collection. I still like this figure very much, and this one here obviously is different because of its custom color scheme or colorway. And this was done by a gentleman called Nicholas, and he's with Iconick Repaints. So if you guys want any custom paints done, or painting done rather, I would definitely recommend him. He's also on YouTube. Just look him up, Iconick Repaints. And this one here is pretty sweet. I want to say this is like based on maybe like the comic version, as far as the coloration goes. And we've seen Godzilla green elsewhere too. Usually it's from the comics and maybe the Hanna-Barbera. The 1998 Godzilla did have some greenish hues, bluish greenish hues, but I don't think this is what he was going after. I think definitely more of a nostalgic type coloration that was bestowed to the 1991 Heisei Godzilla. So yeah, it looks sweet. Got a lot of different variations of the color tones going on. Very cool golden dorsal plates that run all the way down here. It looks great. And I think, you know what, let's get some close-ups and some comparisons, and we'll start right now. For our first comparison, we have the X Plus 1991 closed mouth version, which is the same one, exact same one, and this is in the traditional color that it originally came with. You may notice that the original color is fairly bland. It's a very basic charcoal color, but I do love the eyes, and the coloration of the teeth and the mouth is not bad. On the repaint, you'll also notice that the eyes are just white now, which gives it a little bit of a spookier appearance. Okay, for comparison number 2, we have an X Plus 91 Godzilla. This is the Godzilla Store exclusive version number 3, and I recall this particular figure was kind of a pain to even get. It was tough to place orders, and I think you needed a proxy or some middleman to be able to order this figure, and quantities were limited. It sold out, I think, relatively quickly. And even the other versions, the standard, and I believe there was a light up. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember there was all kind of problems, and I had problems also. My order was not fulfilled a couple of times, and then I ended up finally getting this one much later. But nevertheless, this version here on the far left is the particular scene where he confronts King Ghidorah, I think, for one of the first times, and there's a side-by-side image, and it looks so cool. And I think they did a really good job on that. You know, he made it seem like a little bit slim on the profile, but in the movie, that's kind of basically how he looked like. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm anxiously waiting for X Plus to release a Mecha King Ghidorah. And come to think of it, how about a regular King Ghidorah too? That would be awesome. Brick version, have the 3 Dorats. How does that sound? For our next comparison, we have a 1976 King Kong, and this is a custom by Mark Sang-yang, and he is one of our dear friends in many of the kaiju groups out there, and this is a very cool piece. I forgot that this Kong actually is pretty big, so he is, I guess he's classified as 30 centimeter. For our next comparison, we have a CCP Ultraman, and I believe this is also 30 centimeter in scale. They seem to go pretty well. I kind of feel like Ultraman's a little bit big. As far as CCP figures go, you know, we don't hear much about them as far as kaiju so much. We tend to hear X Plus a lot, but I gotta tell you, CCP has a lot of great Ultraman and kaiju figures. Alright, and here is a group shot with all the figures. I can barely fit them, and as you can see, the 91 is trying to sneak in the shot. Alright guys, and we are back. I hope you guys liked the close-ups of this 1991 Godzilla and also with the comparisons. And as a bonus, I went ahead and took out the X Plus 25 centimeter Ultima figure, and this is the brick version with the light up. And as you can see, they actually scale pretty decently. I've heard folks say this guy's a little bit on the small side, but I think they've been comparing it with the legendary Godzilla, which actually probably was a little bit on the bigger side. So that makes it a little bit confusing. And this one here is actually on the smaller side for a 30 centimeter. I guess for the Sakais, that was a minor issue in the past. And I think they resolved it with the more kind of recent 95 Godzilla Sakai, which actually retained more of its size. So, you know, as far as a basic review of this figure, and I mean the review of the original figure was great. I mean, you guys have seen it, I'm sure. I mean, it raised really high. I mean, a lot of people love this 91 sculpt, and you know, we're not talking about that so much. As far as the customization of the paint, I think it's a very interesting version of this Godzilla, and I mean, I don't think anyone has painted quite in this fashion before. So as far as that goes, it gets really high marks. I think it's really interesting. Adds a splash of color in my sea of typical charcoal Godzillas. And this one here is more of a basic charcoal color, but the one thing going for it is that it has lots of airbrushing throughout, so you can actually see it. It doesn't look like just a black mass or, you know, very dull. It still looks pretty good. And I think that's it. I love this figure here. You know, thanks so much, Iconick Repaint, for the opportunity to get this guy. And I think that concludes the review of this wonderful custom paint 91 figure. And Before I go, there is a 1K giveaway on my channel, so if you guys haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Share my channel, and yeah, let some people know, and we can get this giveaway going. I got a couple items, maybe 3, we'll see. I will definitely update you guys as we get closer, and I think that's it. So thanks for watching, take care, catch you guys again soon. Bye bye.